Hello and welcome to Gunners Daily YouTube channel, where I'm covering all the latest Arsenal news and everything that is happening around the club. So, as we all know by now, information came out last night that Mikel Arteta plans to leave Arsenal at the end of this season and join Barcelona, according to the Spanish newspaper Sport. Soon after that, Sky Sports published that it's false news. They contacted their sources at Arsenal and the club confirmed to them that there is zero truth in those reports. And that's basically it. We can really stop the video right now because that's all you need to know. But I see everyone is sharing their thoughts and opinions on this situation, so I said to myself, okay, let's get it done. Let's talk about it for a bit and let's try to discuss, could there really be any truth in this news? So here we are. This is what I think. As someone who follows basically every single football-related media outlet, Twitter and other social media accounts, journalists, etc., on a daily basis, every single morning and throughout the day when I'm trying to find any potentially interesting news regarding Arsenal, to write a post, to make a design, to report on that, trust me, you wouldn't believe how much shit I read about Arsenal on a daily basis. And those stories mainly come from sources like Sport, or some other Spanish newspaper, or some Italian newspaper, or some unknown source from, I don't know, Portugal, who has an exclusive news and info regarding Arsenal's potential deal for Robert Lewandowski, for example. And I simply refuse to even share that news with you people, to even publish a post from those sources and to steal your precious time, writing some nonsense like Arsenal want to sign Robert Lewandowski, Arsenal want to sign Neymar, Arsenal are leading the race for Kylian Mbappe. Hell, I've even seen some articles during the summer that were trying to convince us that Lionel Messi is on the verge of joining Arsenal. It was basically a done deal. He was reportedly sitting at Heathrow and eating fish and chips. You see where I'm going with this? If you are following Arsenal a bit more closely and you are trying to read every possible news or rumor or leaked information connected to the club, it won't take you long to get a better understanding of which sources and journalists are always fake and which of them are usually correct and can be trustworthy. You know, like those tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 journalist sources, blah blah blah. For context, Sport, which is Spanish daily sports newspaper published in Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain, which primarily focuses on FC Barcelona related news, and they usually push the narratives in their favor, is the newspaper that first reported on this news, claiming that Mikel Arteta will rip off his contract and join Barcelona at the end of this season, even though he has a valid contract with Arsenal till 2025. And is reportedly soon going to be offered a new long-term deal from the club. And that we know because some other more informed and trustworthy sources have said that. As someone who writes and shares this Arsenal-related news every day, you would be shocked to see how much complete BS is there when it comes to Arsenal and our transfer targets. And every single media outlet is riding on that wave, including the British ones, because they know that it will bring them clicks and views. In fact, we could make a website right now and write a story that Cristiano Ronaldo has been spotted on M25 in the Lamborghini Urus, and when he stopped at the gas station to fill up the car, he reportedly told the woman that was washing his windshield that he is in a rush and he is meeting Mikel Arteta in some Chinese restaurant in London Colney. And I guarantee you, some media outlet will pick up on that news and they will take it seriously. Hell, our story is even more convincing than theirs. My point is, I believe 30, 40, 50 years ago, people would actually fall for this type of news and they would believe whatever they read in the newspaper because they had no other sources or knowledge other than TV, newspaper, and their neighbor, who's reportedly heard from his cousin, who's reportedly heard that from his friend in a nightclub, that Arsenal, for example, is going to sign some wonderkid from Mallorca. But today, in this day and age, when you have all the information available to you in a blink of an eye with internet and everything else, it's just shocking to me that people are still falling for shit like this. But okay, I'll buy it, so let's discuss for a bit. If Mikel Arteta leaving Arsenal makes any sense to you. First things first, we must mention that Arteta has already said publicly several times that he is not interested in any other clubs except for Arsenal, and that he loves the club, and as far as he is concerned, he wants to stay here for as long as possible. This is something we already know from his interviews, press conferences, etc. He just broke Arsenal's transfer record signing Declan Rice and is constantly mentioning how this is a long-term plan, long-term project. We have youngest team in the league. This vision has been in the making for quite some time and it's still not finished. He has a contract with Arsenal till 2025, with sources close to Arsenal saying that he will soon be signing a 4-year contract extension, which will keep him at the club till at least 2029. He already reportedly has a transfer wish list for the summer in what will be the next big step for this club, our next major signings, let's put it that way. He has all the time in the world at Arsenal to do things his way. Even if he doesn't win any trophy this season, there would still be close to zero pressure from the board and the owners, I think, because they too understand that this is a long-term project. So, to think that he would just, rip off his contract in the summer and leave Arsenal for Barcelona just like that, where they would expect him to win the quadruple next season, probably. I mean, look what they did to Xavi. I mean, I get it that they are not playing brilliantly this season, but he won the title with them, 6, 7, 8 months ago. A title which they didn't manage to win since 2019. He stabilized the club, they are back in the UCL knockout stages, and still, they destroyed him mentally with all the pressure and unrealistic expectations, to the point that he will leave the club after this season. And you are telling me that you believe that Mikel Arteta will leave Arsenal for that? Look, I'm not saying that one day, who knows, he won't become their manager. Who knows? But as of right now, when he's, according to him, building something special at Arsenal, and him and his family are loving life in London, loving the club and everything that comes with the job, I get it that kids and some youngsters fall for this type of news. But I'm shocked when I see some older Arsenal fans who will read something like that and they will instantly believe it. I'm shocked because you just have to use logic to figure it out if the news is true. Just use your logic and ask yourself when you read the news like this, does this make any sense? And you will instantly find the right answer. For example, same thing when we've been linked to Karim Benzema. I made a whole video about that topic, how in short, it doesn't make any sense. And that's it. When I see some Arsenal news from some unknown reporters on social media accounts, before I report on that and make the posts, videos, shorts, etc., I first ask myself, does this make any sense at all? That Arsenal would sign this player in January? And if the answer is no, I just don't do it. And I move on. Because I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste your time with that nonsense. As for Mikel Arteta's future at Arsenal, in general, I personally think that he will be here for a long, long time. I'm not saying that he will be the next Arsene Wenger for us, but I honestly see him being our manager for a long, long time. In fact, here's an interesting stat for you. Mikel Arteta is currently the 4th longest serving manager in the league, only behind Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Frank. So when Klopp leaves this summer, he will be the 3rd longest serving manager in the league. And if you ask me, that's not a good thing. Not from Arsenal's standpoint, but from the rest of the league. How all the other clubs are constantly changing their managers. On average, every 6 to 7 months. I personally think that's a disaster for football in general. But hey, that's a topic for some other day. So my verdict is, Mikel Arteta is definitely not leaving Arsenal. And it's for the same reason why Arsene Wenger never wanted to leave Arsenal. He loves being here. He loves the club. He loves the stability they provide him. And maybe, most importantly, he knows that wherever he goes next, he would have had so much pressure from the first minute, and they would get rid of him after the first season if he failed to bring the title or the Champions League. Because that's just how those clubs operate. For better or worse, I'll let you decide, but that's how it is. No other top club in the world could offer him what he has at Arsenal right now. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you will start believing in news like this. Simple as that. And that's all for this video. So Gunners, thank you all for joining in. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.